Why should people, if they are, be concerned about the idea that we've got more foreign doctors joining our NHS than we are creating our own, as it were?
Christy, the big issue is we are not training enough doctors in the United Kingdom. Furthermore, it is not possible for us to train a large increased number at the drop of a hat. There's a lot of planning, preparation, facilities, tutors like myself to be found, engaged, and to train. Furthermore, we have also got one more problem, which is by the time we have expensively trained all these doctors in the United Kingdom, many of them are either giving up on medicine altogether, or many of them are emigrating to other countries like Canada, Australia, New Zealand. So we have a problem on multiple fronts. My view is, and I'm on record, I sit on BMA committees, and I remember sitting in one room and I said, it is not right to be poaching doctors from poorer nations because we have failed to produce our own. But we need to produce our own. We need to make the facilities good for our own to stay here. And this is a big task we must undertake. Nevertheless,
Can I just ask,
we have to do it.
The question I would say is, does it actually really matter if we are employing doctors from other countries who we have not had to go through the expense as a nation of paying to train, and they are good enough, then why should it bother people?
Well, it's not a question of why should it bother people, but looking at it globally, it is very important that we do not deprive other countries of their own homegrown doctors. So what we are doing really is deferring investment in our own doctors and asking other countries which
should Canada and Australia not be doing? But isn't it wrong then for Canada and Australia to be trying to pinch our doctors?
Well, this is what happens when you have what you call where can I get cheap labor from, and where are the facilities better? So yes, Canada ought to train more of its own doctors. Same with Australia. Same with New Zealand. Unfortunately, we all know that it costs a lot of money to train. Therefore, what happens is UK doctors go to Canada, Australia, New Zealand. India, Africa doctors come to the UK. And that is your free market at play. What was better, Christy, was this. We had freedom of movement between the European Union countries and the UK. And there we were benefiting from doctors from the European Union. And remember, one day, we would also like to go and work in the European Union and the other way around. Unfortunately, that is a lot more difficult now further to Brexit. And therefore, we end up not only having doctors from...
Would you support, Dr. Brett, can I ask just quickly, would you support a ban on British doctors being able to go to Canada and Australia? Because that would remove the top ceiling then, wouldn't it? And then they'd have to stay here, and then the people from India or wherever else that they're coming from would then, or Africa, as you were saying, would presumably have to stay where they are. It would all sort the whole thing out, wouldn't it, if Australia and Canada were banned from pinching our doctors?
No, we can't do that in a free movement. But what we can do, and it's a lot easier than banning, it's simple. Make the conditions better, make the conditions less hostile, and therefore people won't leave. That is what we need to do.